Good morning and welcome back to Little Paws Homestead. I'm Steph and I am outside about to do our morning chores. First thing I have to do is get everyone water because it's freezing overnight now, as you can tell by all the snow. And so this is how, because we don't have too many animals, this is how we get water to everyone. So we just use these jugs filled with water and they get water like 2 to 3 times a day, depending on if it freezes or not. The ducks were out yesterday, just in the yard, not penned up, so I'm walking around and seeing all their little footprints kind of just everywhere. So we had their water kind of in like a mound of straw, which clearly isn't working, but I'm going to see if I can break it up rather than just dumping it. So the answer was yes. We now have some water in there for them. It's supposed to warm up today. Oops. So hopefully that will just continue to melt. Just fish that out. As you can kind of see, they've made a disaster of their yard as the snow has kind of started melting. And then they like to spread their water everywhere. They are ready to come out. Good morning. Missing one. Are you going to come out? There we go. They'll go straight to their water. And we're just going to check their levels for food. So this is the feeder that I made and it just sits up on a block. They have lots of food. For 4 ducks, this bucket lasts about 2 weeks. So I found one egg laid by the door in all of the shavings that were there, but now I have to go dig out the rest with the fork. So this one is broken, which I don't know if you can see. We do have to find a better way since they like to lay in that corner, but that'll be later this week, hopefully. It's supposed to warm up a bit, but they really like to eat these, so toss them on the ground. And then one grabs the shell and runs away with it. So we must have missed one yesterday because I still found 4. They're sitting on the corner of our garlic bed, which is all snowy. But before it snowed last week, we covered it with probably like 6 inches of straw. So that'll keep it nice and warm for the winter. So now we're in the quail coop and the silky coop. We used to use a gravity-fed waterer for them, but it froze and I couldn't get it apart one morning. So now we've switched to these little sour cream or yogurt buckets. And we fill them up a few times a day and they just drink their fill before they freeze. We'll go find the other one. We have 4 of them, and we're being careful not to step on eggs if there are any. Our quail like to lay at night, so there isn't usually any eggs in the morning unless we didn't get out here late enough the night before. But we were out pretty late last night, so there's probably none. So we couldn't figure out for a while if they were immediately dumping these. Well, there's an egg. Or drinking them all. I'm pretty sure that they're drinking them all because the coop is staying pretty dry. Just the one little egg for the morning. So the last thing, hello, that would be that Silky there. So the last thing I have to do is see if I can find our little one-legged quail. She has the easiest time drinking when there's lots of water. So I checked in here and she's not in there. So we'll see. I think this might be her. No. Oh. This is her. So we just put her near the water so that she knows it's there. So that she can get water too. So now we just have to feed them. But we have one hanging out in the feeder. She'll leave once I put food in it, or she'll kick it around everywhere. It's part of the reason that quails are so messy, is they like to kick their food. But we don't have a top on this feeder, primarily for the silkies, now that they're bigger. So that's kind of it for morning chores. There's not a lot to do when our garden has gone to sleep for the winter, minus those 2 cabbages. Normally we would have like watering to do and harvesting to do, things like that in the morning, but when it's cold and there's snow on the ground, we just have animals to feed and water. So before I go inside, I'm going to let these girlies out. We're home all day today, so they can free range our backyard. They're really good, and they just come back in at night. Usually when we give them water in the afternoon, they just come back in, and then we pen them up again. Come on, little ones. We got these girls, as some of you will remember, at 8 months old, and they're not super thrilled with people. So they probably won't come out while I'm standing here still. So we'll back up a bit. There we go. And they love just digging through the snow and the grass to find stuff to eat.
Good morning, Link. You hungry? There you go. There's some food for you. There's some food for you. Callie's hungry too. There you go.
So next for today, I have to get all of this lung cut up and put on the dehydrator for dog treats. It's been sitting out for about 3 hours, so it's partially frozen, which is the easiest time to cut this up because it's really spongy. So I have my Nesco dehydrator trays here. This one's my favorite because I can add trays individually to the unit, or use fewer if I don't need them. And then I just have a cutting board and a sharp knife. So we're going to slice them and put them directly on the dehydrator. So this dehydrator is all filled. I still have like 2.5 things of lung to cut up. So I'll do that and put them in a bowl in the fridge. This is going to go on the dehydrator for 8 to 12 hours at 165. These are cut pretty thin, so hopefully they'll go closer to the 8-hour mark and I can put the rest of the lung on tonight. Background now. So I have to work tonight. Scott was working this morning, so to get some energy out of our very energetic dogs, you can hear in the background, we're going to flirt pole them today. So we have two different flirt poles. A flirt pole is essentially just a giant cat toy. So this one is a horse lunge whip with a dog toy attached to the end. It was about $20 at our nearest horse supply store. And then this one is an actual flirt pole. It's a Squishy Face brand flirt pole, and it comes with these leather felt or fleece ends for the dogs to try and catch. So there's some really good videos on YouTube about how to train this properly, and it helps dogs learn impulse control, because this can mimic a squirrel that's on the ground, or like a child's scarf, so that they're not going to just go after that. And it also helps tire them out really fast, because you're working both their brain and their bodies.
Someone excited? Is it flirt pole time? Stay. Stay.
So Zipper's not allowed to go get the flirt pole until we tell her it's okay. Something you want to watch, especially if you have large breed dogs, is that you're not doing 90-degree hairpin turns, because that's really hard on their joints. Now, Zipper's biggest difficulty with this is actually letting go of the toy once she's got it. So the easiest way to make her do that is to step on it and make it super boring, so that it's no longer rewarding for her to be tugging on it. Which essentially just ends up being us standing on it and not moving. So we put our boots as close to where she's holding it as possible, so that she can't do anything.
Stay. Stay. No. Stay.
So if she goes for it before Scott says it's okay, then he just pulls her back up. And we start again.
Okay. Okay. There's a good snow. Maybe. That's a toy. All done with eating the snow. You want me to throw that for you? Maybe? Yes. Maybe yes. Hey. Thank you for not running into the pole. So we're taking some time and breaking down a whole bunch of deer pieces that we got from a hunter in his hunting group. So there's a bunch of containers of meat there. We have a bunch of legs to go through, which will end up getting, most of them will end up getting broken down. So after all that, we're left with 2 grocery bags full of recreational chews for the dogs, a whole bunch of bones that are going to end up being bone broth, a very messy kitchen, and a whole bunch of containers of meat. Deer is super valuable to us because I don't hunt and you can't buy it in stores. Everyone's getting antsy. So, came outside to do bird chores, and they're not supposed to be there. So, let's try to corral them back into the gate. Come on. Right back in. There you go. There you go. Alright, so at least we're back in the yard. Yeah. Oh, they're going this way. There's Steph. They're coming over. Go Ducks! Go Ducks! I need a scare like that. Had a bunch of fun, didn't you, though? No, this way. This way, let's go. Come on. Let's go. There we go. Now you're back where you should be. And now we get to figure out how you did that. You left her all alone. She was so sad.
Can we go back in your house, please?
So how do we think they did that?
Blue?
Yeah?
Probably. Unless it was over here. I don't think they live on under here.
No, I don't think they can get underneath there. Honestly, what probably happened is we let them out for too long and they got bored.
What do you mean?
Just they had already been, because they've been out here all day. So they probably just got bored of the area and tried to fly off.
Explore other area.
Yeah. So that was enough excitement for the end of the day. We've decided that they probably flew over our little fence. So I really don't want to keep them in there forever and not let them out again. So I think it was probably because they've been out all day. Steph let them out in the morning, and now it's around 4:30 in the evening. So I think they just got bored with the area and they decided to jump to greener pastures. So I think we're gonna just let them only out for like 2 or 3 hours at most, and we'll see if that happens again. Hopefully it doesn't, but I'm glad they're all back safe and sound. Well, if you enjoyed what you saw today, please hit the subscribe button, leave a like in the comment, and we'll see you next time. Bye.